Hello and welcome everyone to D6, where I, Aroshian, bring together friends and peeps from all across the internet to play a D&D live stream show. We are right into it, my friends, and as usual, we have our sponsors at the beginning of the stream, and also everyone here. What was the word? What was the word that I was supposed to say when you guys all come into mics, even though we're just starting today?
Everybody wake up.
Welcome.
Oh, everybody wake up!
Children.
Yeah. Wake up,
Something
kids!
like that. I don't know.
Nah, I went to sleep.
Wake up. Put on makeup.
Table.
You want to?
What to leave the kids about the table? All right, so oh Christ. So first and foremost, our sponsors, as per usual, are the wonderful people over at the Deck of Many. The Deck of Many is a wonderful website which they make these very well hand-drawn and beautiful art of reference cards that you can use for your D&D tabletop campaign. They don't just only have monsters, they also have conditions, they have weapons, they have the Deck of Many Things, as to I still ask, why would you put that in your campaign? Sounds ridiculous. And then also NPCs, something that I use very often because I'm not as creative as people would like to assume that I am. And if you want to get any of these, please do go check out the deckofmany.com for your RPG reference cards. Also awesome, all well drawn. Please do go check them out. And as for our second sponsors, as usual, the wonderful patrons over on Patreon who continue to help support me, support the channel, and also support this game. I can't ever think... Oh, someone's phone. I can't ever thank enough the wonderful patrons that do come by, two in specific who will continue to give and give and give, being Philip Warden and X Shadow and Echo X, and I cannot thank them enough as they continue to be such huge supporters, not just only on Patreon, but also outside of Patreon as well. So if you wish to become a patron, there is a link down below, and you can go to it, and you can see what I would be able to give to you guys as much as I can. I'm still a single one-man army, and I'm ever so amazed and ever so gracious of the people that do end up joining me for this game as well. Also, I think I have forgotten to mention this on several different occasions. I don't know if I have the panel for it yet, because okay, I do. We have a Discord. If you wish to go and check out the Discord, there's a link that should be in the chat right now, but there is also a link down below. If you wish to join the Discord, you can. And also, if you're a patron, you get a special Discord role and all that fun stuff. And you are able to interact with your fellow community members. And also, we have a specific chat for nerdy talking between the otaku stuff and the D&D stuff. So if you wish to go check that out, you are more than welcome to. Okay, so a few announcements, and also you may hear the air conditioner in the background. It is currently well into the 90s today, and I am sweating bullets. I have had a lot of things to do today, so if I come off a little tired, I do apologize. First announcements are I've posted several videos, but I also forgot to upload one in specific, which was episode 4. My bad. I was so busy with this past week because I had just come back from AX, and then I also had to help a friend with his LARP game. So if by anything at all, do just take note that I understand. I do not want this to become a habit. I will try and upload episode 4 on Thursday, and then episode 5 on Saturday, so that way nothing gets too backed up. So that's my B. I understand. I will try to make sure that doesn't become a reoccurring habit like before. And then I've posted a sponsored video talking about how I am related to Ugandan Knuckles, and that was a lot of fun. If you wish to go check that out, it is on the YouTube channel. There is a link down below. And then this upcoming Friday, for this Friday's video, I will be doing a spicy anime review of the Helpful Fox Senko. If you like to watch people, specifically me, eat very spicy food, like curry or ramen noodles, or various other spicy foods that I can cook or get my hands on, and also anime, I've put those two together, and you can go and check them out. So this Friday, new spicy anime review brought to you by X. So there's that. Okay, so that is the end of all my announcements. I have nothing more to give. How about you guys? How about all of you? We'll start with Boo as always.
Hey, what's up? I got nothing going on except a few streams of Final Fantasy XIV. Not sure what days yet, but we're actually doing stuff this time.
Oh, I actually need to renew my my thing for that.
What DC are you on?
I'm on the East Coast, so it's I think it's Zephyr or something like that. Starts with the Z.
Shame. That's a big shame.
Shame
Join
on me.
Primal, like the rest of the cool guys.
Is everyone
The
here
one
on
true
Primal?
Server. Nah.
No, I know a lot of people are on Crystal as well.
I'm on none of these things.
I don't play MMOs.
Maybe you should.
No, because with all the shit that I do, I don't got time for MMOs.
Okay, that's
Fair enough.
That's actually pretty fair.
All right. Well then, Bracky.
Yes, I have nothing going on other than just hanging around, doing the doodles.
Doing the
Not
doodles.
not going to waste time on that. You guys
Alright.
continue.
And Joe Cat, which I'm thinking you are still in California.
Yes, I still am. This is going to be my last day. I went to VidCon, which is why I have not streamed or put up any videos the past week or so. Because yeah, I went to VidCon and saw a couple of fans, which was pretty neat, and also went to Disneyland. So
How was it, man?
The goddamn mouse.
I was it was not what I was expecting or hoping, but like I said, I sent out a tweet of like overall thoughts. Like, it's probably just not for me. I think I enjoyed it more with friends than I would have otherwise.
Okay.
Yeah,
That's always
I think it's
hard
not
ones.
for me.
Yeah,
But maybe next year. But as far as things coming, the character creator critique of Skyrim that I thought was going to be out, I was too busy to even touch it or open my computer. This is the first time I've opened my laptop this entire trip. So
wowza.
that will have to come later. Crap Guide to Wizard, followed by a couple of other things coming when they're done.
Okay.
Oh, nice.
Sick.
Yeah, because we were all collectively sitting here, it's just like, what happened to Joe? Where is he?
Yeah, sorry. I have the thing, like, I have pretty much every Discord muted because, like, I get a bazillion messages and I'm like, I'm just gonna mute everything.
No, that's understandable. Like the same for me. Like even this channel, like
When your
keep
boy
quiet.
has 50 channels.
Yeah,
Mhm.
like it's totally understandable. But like we were all just like, what happened? What we gotta know. We're all so interested.
Yeah.
And then when
Oh
you
my
were all like,
God,
isn't it like a
Jose.
few hours from now? It's like,
Yeah.
oh no, the time change.
Yeah.
When you said that, I thought the clocks changed again.
No, because this is 8 p.m.
Pacific time?
No,
Pacific
it's
time.
6 p.m. Pacific time.
Oh,
Pacific
6
time.
p.m. Pacific time.
It's
Yeah.
8 Central.
8
Yeah,
Central.
it's Central right
yes,
now.
because I'm used to having it on Central time, and I was looking at my clock on my phone. I'm like, oh, it's 6. I got a couple of hours. It's like, wait, no.
Oh, Joe, no.
Oh, no.
No.
Oh no!
I'm here now. I didn't miss it. I'm here now.
Yeah.
Man, Japan's not that terrible because all it is just switch AM PM and roll back
Yeah,
an hour.
absolutely.
Oh wait, that's
Yep.
right. I'm in the future.
Yeah, I'm a day in the future.
Dyer's in tomorrow.
We're happy you made it, dude.
Yeah, I'm very appreciative of you joining. Like I understand that you're really busy, and also just like,
And sick again.
Oh
Oh,
no!
jeez.
Except on the bright side, it's not a sore throat. It's just runny nose, so it's not as bad.
Okay.
I'm glad,
I might be
Still,
sniffling
we're-
a few
we're
times.
glad to have you,
I'll be
man.
sure to mute myself.
All right. And next up is Mr. Malarvik, the Sir.
I don't have much to announce besides I've been streaming Crash Bandicoot because everyone and their grandmother has decided to stream Shadowbringers.
Huh.
Hooray!
I wonder why.
Yeah.
Go against the system.
Go against the system, play Crash Bandicoot.
Corner the
instead.
market.
Rise. All right. And then Mr. Zito.
Oh, hi. You can find me at twitch.tv/Zito. You will find me on a multitude of places, such as here, The Unexpectables, and TFS at the Table, on my own personal channel. I don't know what the fuck's going to be happening this week because the Arrow of Time marches forward on my death this Thursday, as I will turn into a ripe 32.
Hey.
Oh.
Yeah.
Merry Expulsion Day.
Yes. So while I'm slowly dying on the inside, Squirtle, I don't know what's gonna happen because most likely I'm gonna end up taking like a day where I just like turn off everything and say fuck all to the world and just do nothing. So
That's what I
there will be art, there will be video games. I don't play the MMOs, so I will most likely be playing a bunch of indie games because that's my shtick.
Yay.
Art will come back. Commissions need to happen because I need to remember how to fuck to draw again. And yeah, then there you go. That's pretty much me.
Ain't that
Zito,
right?
didn't you make a Mario Maker level?
I just did like a few hours ago. I've been
Oh.
making Mario Maker levels.
Oh, you've been-
I
What's
was-
the one with the coins?
Oh, you played? Did you play that one?
No, but I recently downloaded it. I want to play it. I saw Goomba playing it. I was like, I could do
Oh
that.
no, toll caps. Oh man, listen, no. You want some hard shit? You want one where a bunch
Yeah,
of people from France are telling me to go fuck myself?
Bring it
Play-
on.
Play Mount Sledmore.
All right, put the code in the chat. I would like.
I'll give that to you. Yeah.
Yeah.
I was legitimately sitting there staring at the Mario Maker while I was at GameStop today. Like while I have like all 10 minutes to go there to get the to get a new controller because my current one broke. And I'm just like staring at the Mario Maker. I'm all like, am I willing to drop $120 right hugging now?
Wait, for Mario Maker itself, or for
No,
the Switch?
for the controller and for the
Oh
for the
right,
game.
wait, fuck.
Yeah,
Yeah.
they're like $60.
Yeah, I was just
Like
like, am I
on
willing to
Joy-Con.
drop 120 right now for both the controller and the game? I'm like, I'm pretty sure if I just wait it out just a bit more, I might.
You could wait for the mini and only pay like a cut of that price, but then never be able to actually dock the system.
Yeah, yeah. So
I'm
Oh, no.
waiting for the Switch Mega, where it's just the console, not the dock.
Well-
Just like big
Good.
old stonky console.
well, no, I have a Switch. My PS4 controller broke though.
Rip.
Yeah,
That
my
would be the Wii U.
yeah.
Wii
Clank,
U 2, Electric
Crack.
Boogaloo.
The Wii Woo.
the Wii Woo, Wii Woo, Wii Woo, Wii.
Wii Woo.
All right, and last but not least, the dry guy.
Hey everybody. In terms of announcements, you know, I do the weekly comic dubs and whatnot. It's usually about one per week, just because I don't want to put out like, you know, a crap video that's just like, oh yeah, just slap just some artwork on there. Not, it takes me like actually a week to get like 1 to 2 minutes of comic content done. But other than that, I'm actually in the Now Voice This competition. So if any of you guys that are like voice actors or want to be up and coming voice actors, no matter what your range or expertise is, join the competition. It's pretty damn fun. They're just now starting the round, and it doesn't end until like Friday the 19th of July. So
What's it called one more time?
Oh,
it's called Now Voice This, and it's the 4th year that they've been doing this. And like the prompt for this round is just, you know, to do 10 to 20 seconds of any impression of your favorite character, robot, player, anything. As long as you can think of it, as long as you can do an impression of it and you are voice acting it, it is acceptable. So you want to, and then like if you win, you get a chance to work with Funimation for like a 1-hour session, and all paid for trip by the flight, no matter where you are in a hotel.
Oh.
So
Man.
that's the contest right now.
Ooh.
Oh, I didn't know that was going on.
It dropped this Friday or Saturday my time, and I was sitting there. I was like, "Hey Ule, guess what's happening here?" And she's like, "What?" I'm like, "The Now Voices competition." She's like, "I've been doing this for like 3 years." And I'm like, "Yep, time for year 4."
Yeah, I made it, I think, after the first round last year, because I did a Junkrat impression.
Yeah,
And
I
so-
remember that you were on the list for last year, but yeah, they're doing it again. So I didn't know if you had already entered yet, Yara. But yeah, I just want to
didn't
go and give any.
I'm
Yeah, I
I'm
want
gonna
everybody
do
to
it
sit down.
tonight. Oh!
Oh man, I can voice a Mucha Lucha character.
Oh my God, Mucha Lucha!
So you have to
Lucha
tell
was a thing that existed.
So let me go ahead and just typecast you right now. So the flea, yes?
Oh my god!
Oh,
Dude, you should do it.
dude, I don't know if I could do that kind of. It's just like that classical, like manly voice, right?
No, it's
Flea? No.
I, the flea. It's
Oh,
like-
it is
like-
I,
like-
the flea.
like the high tenor accent really
My spleen.
shit like that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh no, his spleen. Even his
Oh.
parents dressed up like that.
So
Yeah.
so Bracky, when am I expecting the little drawing of you dressed up as the flea on Twitter at one point?
Oh,
Yeah.
Please do.
expect it
And now
tomorrow.
Is
Now
that
I-
your Halloween costume this year?
Oh,
Oh my
fuck.
God.
Yeah.
Oh no!
Oh
You gotta plan
God.
ahead.
I have woken something terrible in Bracky this day.
I love Mucha Lucha, dude.
Man, I love it. All right. Speaking of art, last second announcement to any of you who are skilled in art, and as I've seen on Twitter, quite a number of you are. If you wish to get your art to us, or if you want us to see it, you could tag me or any one of us, as well as using the hashtag D6DR, which will allow you to be able to interact with the stream, and also might be able to just say hi and be able to do a lot more, because the chat is going off and I can only focus on one thing at a time. So that being said,
There is one thing I need to say though before
Oh.
we continue. This is not an announcement, but more like a beware. There's about 20 Mexicans in my house, including myself.
Mhm.
It's full house, so if you hear people cry, like babies crying or people talking, let me know. I hope the setup I have it's enough for people not to be able to listen. But just in case there's sound, I'm going to mute myself. So
okay.
beware if I accidentally mute myself for long period of time.
Just the ambient sounds of Mexico.
Yeah,
Yeah.
family
You got the
reunion.
police family going off in the background.
I love my family, but we are a little noisy.
Fair
There's
enough.
a lot of them too.
Understandable.
All right. So that being said, we've gotten through our announcements. I'm gonna go ahead and jump on into tonight's game of D6 Dawn Rite, episode 5. So, where we had last left off. After our adventurers had left Lycia Bay and also discovering how to obtain a new home, the party had decided to go ahead and head up to the northwest area where the capital of Al-Anon sits, which is Orario. Here, our adventurers had interacted with the city, getting new equipment, some new items, as well as being able to meet with Elmond, who is the purveyor and owner of Arvello's arcane assets. During this time, and in the interactions between sending letters, getting bolts, and all that, Garu had split off from the party by accident, finding himself within a temple of Cord within the northern area of the city of Luxmos. Here, within that interaction, he met with a what he would be able to perceive as a elven individual known as Daxis. Daxis. Notes. Check my notes.
Happens.
It does happen. It does. It's me. Daxis. And after a bit of a recoil in understanding that he stood within the Temple of Cord, he returned back to his party after a small goodbye. So, in which, during this time, all of our players are back together. They're still out. They have all, I believe, finished up shopping at Arvello's arcane assets. And you guys are doing what?
So, the thing I talked to you about regarding the shopping lists, would I have that already, or would that happen later?
That would happen whenever you, at any point in time. It's kind of just like going to a general store. A lot of adventuring stores do exist here, and especially in the Lexmas area where there is just general shops as well. So where you could pick up, several different kinds of components and items as well. So it wouldn't be too far fetched to get something like that.
So as soon as I can get those things, just to move along, I will have done that. River will have gotten her little shopping list just to get the stuff.
Okay. Yeah, it takes you no time at all. There was one general store, probably not too far from Arvello's, a little bit down south along the outer wall, or the outer area of the inner wall. And after quickly picking out what you needed to and having a small interaction with a relatively normal male human youngster who owns the shop, you were able to get in, get out, and rejoin your party.
It comes to my mind that since we arrived in this city, knowing River, she will keep an eye open in case she recognizes a symbol.
Okay.
So if just keeping a peered eye for that.
For the sake of that, do you make a big perception check?
That's the thing I've been thinking since we arrived to this city.
Okay.
Perception?
Yep.
So you don't want that to be acrobatic? No. It's going to be 6 total.
6 total. You're just keeping an eye out for it, but it hasn't come across out in the streets yet.
Gotcha. So if River starts joining up the group, she eyes everyone, and Garu also showing up, and she looks at Truffles and throws her an apple.
As you toss the apple towards Truffles seeing this bright red round object that very much resembles fruit, she immediately opens and you see the large maw of Truffles, and it lands perfectly on her tongue, and the next thing you hear is the snapping of just her mouth closing and the crush of the apple, and you see some of the juices begin to sputter out from the sides of her mouth.
like a Pez dispenser, it comes down like a fucking bear trap. Bam!
It took me a while, but I got it a treat.
Just a really big snapping turtle.
Urza's gonna kind of pet her back and just, oh, that's a good girl. Oh, you're so happy.
Does she have any kind of favorite food?
Say again.
Does she have any kind of favorite food?
She'll eat anything out there. Well, unless it's smelly, of course. Just a little bit hypocritical.
She's probably not a fan of blue cheese.
Yeah. I noticed I haven't had the chance to personally thank her, and figure getting her a treat will work. So if you need any apples, I got some.
Oh, could I have one?
Yeah, sure. And I'm
Oh,
going to
yes.
use
Urza
Extra
starts
plum.
munching in it, just like completely sloppy.
Yeah. Very, very well learned from your giant boar
She
mother.
did teach you.
All right. So at this point, you guys are just kind of walking around the city. What do you guys want to do?
Lionel's just following everyone. His nose is stuck in his book as he's reading over his new spells.
If,
We,
everyone's shopping and sightseeing is finished, Janus would like to head home.
Right.
Okay. All right. So, Janus, you do know that the main entrance around Orario when it comes to entering the inner circle of it is in Noxla. So, as you guys spend pretty much the next hour as now the cresting of the moon begins to rise from the north, way past White Dragon Summit, you guys, as you round the corner and the moon begins to hide behind the wall, you are met with what is a gate about 10 meters tall, as well as what looks to be small doors along the sides. Here, you see what looks to be these large guards, definitely the size of basically half giants, like Goliaths even. Like, they're just big, but they aren't bare, as one would say. They are covered in what looks to be this almost greenish metal, as it seems to have veiny design to it. These are known as the Mithril Guard. These guys are not easily fucked with. So, as you approach them,
Friends of yours? Cadence?
and he
Friend to anyone who isn't, well, a criminal, I suppose.
How are they looking at us, by the way?
Yeah. You see, as you guys approach, two kind of begin to almost encroach. As you get close, their straight stance begins to curve towards you. And as you guys look up towards them, they are much taller than any of you. And one kind of pulls back his helmet. You see the slate green skin and the large tusks of this huge male half orc. Papers. He's looking.
Janus will casually pull them out.
All right. As you hand over the papers and you see, he begins to see the family crest. Guests.
Indeed so. Will that be an issue?
No. Keep them out of trouble, though.
Man, do I want to do this then? Do I want to do this?
Do it. You should.
Okay,
You
fuck
should.
it. Lionel just like peeks his little paw over the top of his book, like he looks like he's hidden in his spell book. And he mutters to himself, "Gravity sleeps for this fast and sly. That being said, I wish to fly." And he starts hovering off the floor.
As
Slow hyperventilating from France.
okay, so
Cast flight.
as you begin to fly, what level is that spell?
That's a 3rd level spell.
3rd level spell. Okay, so
You impatient little shit.
Oh, it looks like Janus is not the only
So,
one who's a
as-
friend in high places.
as one of the guards snaps towards looking at you, Lionel, you see as he raises his hands, you see what looks at each fingertip begins to glow, and he grasps his hand, and suddenly you feel as if your spell cancels out and you drop to the ground. He used counterspell at a level 5. So
Lionel falls to his ass and he just like looks up with like the biggest like, oh, the biggest disappointed face ever.
You hear the voice as it exits the helmet. Try to remain grounded. You don't want to reach to the top of these walls.
I'll go help Lionel.
Lionel just like gets up, like pats himself down, and tucks his book underneath his arm. Oh wait, he like opens up his pouch and not on his body, but the magic pouch he just got and slips his book inside there. Well, I'm never gonna get used to that. That's so cool.
Oh, okay.
We're not meant to fly.
Careful there.
Possums were not meant to fly. Okay.
Don't worry, Franz. I can make you fly one day.
I would rather you not, please.
So, as the guards begin to continue to stare at all of you, they do allow you to pass through. As you do, you are met with what is about 100-foot long tunnel. This wall is thick. A big boy. And as you guys begin to walk, you see what looks to be several plaques and letters and other doors that seem to go into other corridors that run up along the wall. As you finally make it to the other side, you are immediately met with almost serene but slightly gaudy kind of architecture here. The buildings are, painted in the super fancy, almost suburban-like area. The several different families with each house crests that hang just above the top floor of each home. The smell in the air is very clean, and it doesn't seem to have like this the same city feel as you would within the outer wall. It's a completely different air here, and the very few individuals that are walking the streets are all looking at you, and as soon as they manage to gain the eye of Janus, they all look away and begin to walk away. The nature of aristocrats and just the level of who has the better royalty around here is very prominent within the air.
I have an important question.
Yes.
I realize we've been talking for 2 days. We had the tower with the little bathtub for for a person. Did any of us take a bath?
As far as all of you know, no.
Well,
I know no. I
probably
know you
should.
didn't.
Canis would have had he the chance.
I mean, if you asked Lionel every time Lionel used his hut magic, he summoned a bathhouse if you asked him to.
Oh, that is true. Never mind.
I was about to say, like, my hut pretty much puts in any room you could think of at a certain point.
Including
Yeah,
a
so-
washroom.
So there is the possibility that if you guys decided to take turns to take a shower or a bath, then it would have been possible.
We were all distracted by the Disney shenanigans on the bottom floor.
I would guess that Canis and maybe River would be the only ones who actually used a bath.
Excuse you?
If River had the chance to take a bath by herself, she would have taken.
Yeah. Okay. Well, you guys are mostly bathed. Franz, I question whether or not you wanted to bathe.
Well,
But same goes for Urzer.
I mean, Franz could have bathed, but if he did, he just would have transformed into an otter and just swam around the bath water.
Urzer occasionally washes in the river, so yeah.
Okay. So you two are relatively bathed. I would assume everyone else here has bathed. So you guys aren't smelly. It's just you guys are probably just travel worn, and that's pretty much it.
Okay, just
Sent
making
the road
sure
on us.
this is established before we enter the rich people's house.
Okay.
Listen, we are scene 3 in this Lord of the Rings story, okay? We're not scene 7 yet.
Yeah. Fair enough. All right.
At least we'll
So
make an impression.
as you guys proceed onward within the inner circle of the city, you guys see that one is a straight path that would go up towards the castle. But not too far off, probably a couple of blocks down, you see what looks to be 2 houses. On the left side is what looks to almost be theater kind of draw to it. The architecture is almost like a theatrical stage to start with in the front, and then it leads to a door, which then proceeds into an open area. To the right is far more structured and temple-like. You can see the gates are made of a bright platinum and silver, along with the crest of your home, Janus, which is the crest of Bahamut.
Lionel physically, like, sneers at the theater and then keeps walking forward. There's, like, a visible anger as he's nearby it.
You notice the symbol above it is the symbol that resembles the House of Hope, which is the goddess of music, theater, and truth.
There is one thing River will be doing during this travel. Like from the tunnel, every now and then she will just throw away these lines, mainly towards Garu, Erser, and Lionel. France and Janus are a little intimidating from a certain point of view, but so I'm not saying that I've been thinking about this past couple of nights since we all got together and all this idea. But what do you think of the names Silver Wing Safeguard, Silver Wing Ward, Stone Rose Company, Blade Ward Company, Wardwalkers, the Planewalkers, the Warding Blaze, Gatekeepers, the Cleaning Crew, Cloudwalkers, the Plan C, the Dawn Guard, and she just has this list of names.
The only thing fucking Lionel does, he holds his hand up and he just goes, so long as the word Mary's not in it.
I can take care of that. She has spent too much time thinking about party names because she has never had the chance to travel with groups like this. Dynamic Entry Incorporated. Nah. The Crit Luck Company?
How about the Mary?
Lionel turns, like slowly with the fucking JoJo menacing text over his head.
Without him, his
You can see like just with your senses, Gar, you can see all of that happening.
Oh, sweet! So I can sense feelings too. Nice.
You hear that, boy? You didn't need to buy a hat.
What do you think, sir? Any
Alright.
names they have?
I'm not sure. I'm not good at names. I mean, I named my mom after a vegetable.
Well,
Good vegetable though.
we have never been good at names, huh? But I'm just gonna keep workshopping on this thing. Don't think too much about it. she just walks forward.
All right.
Well, it's always something
though,
that we can decide later.
even though River's the one who's just like a kid in a candy store coming up with these goofy ass names.
Boy, we can be called this or this. Ooh,
Yeah.
All right. So
Okay, I finished.
as you guys proceed onward and you guys are met with the metal gates, Janus, you pull out the key that is which is like the skeleton key of your home, and it's just holding it and hovering over the crest. You see as it begins to brighten, and you see several locks and formations begin to, and the gates open. As you guys approach the home, and you are met with the twin doors as they also begin to open as well. You are met with the cleanest house that you have ever interacted with. It is full of white marbling and gold inlays. The crown molding as well as the molding on the floor very much representative of almost like, you know, clean but well molded dragon scales. There are several different potteries and flowers, and the smell here is bright and colorful, just to name a few things that are coming to your immediate interaction. But towards the center, as you can see the stairway as it leads up to the second floor, and it splits off in two. You see one giant portrait, what looks to be a young woman with long platinum white hair, as well as a stern-looking man with a very thick but shaven beard. It's very almost as if it's formed and cut out of it, and his hair pushed back, platinum by design, and his eyes very representative of Janus as well. As you guys enter, you hear, "Hello? Hello?" And you see what is the immediate right room to all of you. There is the woman that you see in the painting, only slightly older, human by nature, and her hair flowing down right by her waist. Yeah, something like that.
No kid in the portraits, by the way?
There is one. There is only a baby. A small young baby. You see her eyes are a bright blue. And her skin very fair. She's slender, almost sickly, but not dying. She walks very slow, and this bright blue dress as it begins to flow down near to her ankles with very simple slippers. It seems like you've returned. And as she approaches and she gives you a wide hug, and you can feel it. It's bright, it's warm, it's very familiar. My young boy has finally come home. And with friends.
Yes, these are my entourage, as it would be.
I'm so glad to meet all of you. My name is Eleanor.
I guess we all just round robin introduce ourselves at this point.
Yeah.
Pleasure to meet you, man.
Tokiya saying he's gonna bow.
Alright. Oh, it seems he's from Yimnan. It's not too often that we see any of them here.
Oh, well, you know the place?
I was once an adventurer myself.
Oh, it's interesting.
So, what are all of your names?
Pleasure to meet you, ma'am. Riverbomb Jaeger.
I'm Jaeger. Quite an interesting name. Are you from Rite?
Yeah. How did you...
Trust me, there are many things I do know.
Right.
River just looks down, just no, it can't be. How could this happen?
That was for...
Just holding her head, looking down to the side.
Bakara!
And
Nani?
and what looks like an apasu from, I would assume, based off of your clothing, also Yimnan.
That would be correct, yes. I am Lionel Middle.
Nice to meet you. I believe I've heard that name before. Not
Lionel just
as to why.
Lionel dead, cardiac arrest dead faces, standing up a little bit, then just right, yes. You probably have, I hope they're not around, honestly.
I'm only familiar with the name, not for what it's worth.
Oh, thank God. I mean, okay, great.
And it seems like another two other individuals. I'm assuming you are from, I'm going to say, the Emerald Enclave? I could be wrong.
Who's she saying this to?
Both Franz and Urzer.
Oh, I don't know anything about an enclave. But my name's Urzer. It's nice to meet you.
Likewise.
And he gestures over to the boar. And this big old beauty, her name is Truffles.
Oh, And she looks.
That is
very-
apparently his mother.
Adopted.
That explains a lot then. And as for you, young man, and she's looking at Franz.
Franz is actually kind of taken aback at this woman's like stature, how she's carrying herself, and he's just like, yes, ma'am.
Urzer's gonna kind of like wave his hand in front of Franz. Hello, Franz. Are you awake?
He just reverts to a dog and just kind of sits down.
Oh,
What?
Oh,
Just-
oh my!
he
How?
takes a dog and sits.
Well,
It's okay. He does this when he's nervous.
Which is fairly often.
Well then, that is very interesting. Canis, you've definitely made some very good friends. I could see that.
They are interesting, to say the least.
Well, now that you're all home, you are welcome to finding yourselves to stay here for a while if you need to. Canis, I needed to talk to you in private over something.
Ah, yes, of course. That's why I came here as fast as I did.
Well, meet me in my private study, and as for the rest of you, dinner should be prepared in a few. So
Dinner?
please- yes, a number of meats and vegetables. I would assume is something of all of your favorites.
oh, that's very generous of you, Miss Agatha. Thank you so much.
Do you happen to have ramen noodles?
My name is Eleanor.
Eleanor. I said Eleanor. That's what I said. I didn't say Agatha. I said Eleanor. That is what I said.
Okay.
Redcon.
I can ask the chef for something in particular if you're looking for that garu.
Yes, please. It's been so long.
I mean, we're just in time for pre-dinner.
Well then, I'll go ahead and get that squared away. As she begins to clap her hands, you see several maids and butlers as they begin to exit out between the doors. As she does, she makes sure that all of you. As she does, all of you kind of just like, you know, preparedly letting some of your weapons and items go, and they're put off into a closeted room, not too far from the entrance. So you guys do know where it is. As such, you guys are also led to several different rooms within the household as well. Eleanor, as she brings Canis to her private study. At this point in time, about 30 minutes will have passed, so at this point, Eleanor and Canis. As Eleanor begins to close the door behind her, you hear the slight click. Interesting indeed. So, as she begins to sit down, you see the study, Canis. It's familiar to you as, the immediate description. You know, there are several bookshelves, a low-lit candle is here. You see half-cut glasses set over what looks to be records.
Mm-hmm.
As she sits down and she puts the glasses back on, you also see overhead what looks to be her weapons and her armor from her old days. As well as what looks to be another painted photo of your father. So, as far as things have gone, I need to inform you that the church is concerned over a matter that you had found out while you were in Lycia Bay.
Was it that the miasma was being created by portals, the Githyanki? There were several things to be worried about, to be fair.
One in particular. The one that the original mission was for. It seems like the main concern of people having to be executed. The information needed to be remain as private as possible, but as you can gather, people in general will always find out. Due to this, we believe that there might be a spy within the church.
That's... So are we to form an inquisition then?
No, that's far too visceral for a matter like this. We've been getting some reports from down south. There's been some mild gathering and some presence of demonics happening there. We're not exactly sure, and the Kingdom of Vale is not particular to the activities as well, but unfortunately, their goddess is far more prominent than ours here. So, a letter was sent out, and they had asked me to ask you if you'd be willing to go to Vale to handle the situation.
Well, concerning that there's apparently demons down there now, of course I'd be willing to go. That's the last thing anyone needs to deal with, but I suppose it falls upon the house of Methilius to do so once again.
Aye. Well, this time, I intend to help. If there is anything that you need from the vault, by all means you may ask. As she notes the vault, you are aware that there are a number of magical items within it, mostly weapons. But there has been two in particular to your understanding. There is your father's sword, and also a shield that bears the sun god and your father's mark upon it.
Is it already that serious?
As far as we know, it's been happening for some time. The past month, and we both know what happened in the past month. It's not just Lycia Bay. It's everywhere. It's disturbing to know that one event can change the outcome of this world. Now those of greater ability need to be able to clean it up.
Well, all right then. I guess the homecoming will be a short one, sadly.
You're more than welcome to stay the next couple of days. This isn't an immediate order, but think of it more of a request by your mother.
No pressure.
Obviously. As she gets up from behind her desk, and she once again wraps her arms around you. You were born with great abilities, with a great purpose. But I also want to let you know that your future is yours. If you wish to deny me this request, I wouldn't think of you any less or any greater. But I always know you will do the right thing, just like your father.
No pressure.
a lot here lately, too. Well, there's a council meeting tomorrow morning. I'll have my food sent up to me, but you should return back to your friends.
Of course, can't be a rude host now, can I?
Absolutely. Speaking of your friends, do you intend to travel with them? This is the first time you've ever brought anyone home, aside from the other one, but...
Well, we did rather fine work in Lycia Bay. Perhaps it was a sign of fortune that we met each other.
I trust them. I'm sure you will too. Well then, go eat.
Have a fine
That's
evening,
the-
mother.
Cuts to the table. I don't trust her. Sorry.
Alright. As such,
Cut the guard.
yeah. As such, Candace, you end up leaving your mother's study, and the rest of you find yourselves within a very, very nice dining room. Immediately being met with this, several foods and plates of meats and the smells of well-cooked food in what is a very nice setting. It is like fine dining here, and you guys can fill your plates to the brim if you want to with
Yeah. I
any
like
kind
to
of food you
imagine-
can think of.
I like to imagine that she was saying that part of, I trust them, and just cuts to the table while River is eating like a piece of chicken, going, I don't trust her. I don't trust her at all.
Garo has nothing but like a plate full of like noodles and a few pieces of beef, just slurping it down.
You
Here's a
don't.
giant bowl
you-
of pho.
You don't even see Lionel. He's like all you see is a hand reach up from from under the table and just grab something off the plate and go back underneath the table.
Hans is literally sitting at the table, but he's still a dog. He's just sitting there patiently.
Who let the dog sit at the table?
Is he in the chair?
Giant stressed
He's in a
out
chair.
eyes.
Yes.
It's that dog looking at the cupcake.
He's just like one lick. That's it. It's like it's just.
Just some good pre-dinner, I tell you that. But I don't know. She seemed to know a lot about us. Even she's either really observant, or she knows more than she's trying to let out. Oh,
Well, make an insight if you want to.
no. I don't feel I can do much, but.
Well, I think she's nice. I mean, it's not every day people recognize her from Reunion.
That's going to be 16 plus 2.
16 plus 2. So, as far as you can tell, those piercing blue eyes, it's almost as if she was able to read the person that you are, where you're from, based off of clothing, interaction,
She's
general
observant.
race. Yeah, she's like the fantasy version of Sherlock Holmes.
You
River
just fucking
remains
got,
on-
you got Lady Galadriel right now, dude. You can't fucking stop this.
But still, River is a little unsettled.
Come on, River. If no one in their right mind would give this much food if they were just going to betray someone.
Yeah. By the way, every single time you guys decide to eat messy, it's just pieces of it falling on the ground and Truffle's walking around and slopping it up. And
Cleaning the floor.
Yeah, she's eaten her big pile of food, and now she's going around and cleaning up the scraps.
So is fucking Lionel the only one using the utensils on the fucking table?
Yeah, the actual animal.
The actual animal is using utensils.
Technically, Garo is using chopsticks. Technically.
Yeah, he's just eating really fast. Just
You're not going to eat a chicken leg with utensils? What are you, an animal?
I've never seen this.
Yes.
I don't eat this stuff all the time. The most I've ever seen anything like this is we probably cook up sparrows or crows.
Hmm.
Oh, shit.
I don't know. What do you guys think?
Oh, she seems trustworthy to me. And any familial of Canis seems was probably good.
We've only
I
ever
agree. She doesn't really give off that vibe at all. At least I certainly don't think so.
At this point, Canis enters the room.
I kind of destroyed us. There's so much food. Come on, here. Hey. Erzer shoves over one of his plates that he's piled up that's like a foot tall.
Canis will take a
Yeah.
seat next to Ursa and start
Janus in the
eating.
pre-dinner. I can't wait to see what they make for dinner.
This is the dinner.
What?
How much have you already eaten?
It's pre-dinner, then dinner, the after foods, then the midnight snack,
What about 11Z's?
then the 11th.
What about second breakfast?
I have a lot of protein.
How? Where do you store all that? You're barely 2 feet tall.
Well, she's a growing girl. She's all gonna go somewhere.
I burn a lot of calories. Oh. Besides, we have to enjoy food a lot, I can tell you that.
By the way, Canis, at this point, everyone here has eaten so goddamn much. Some of the plates are starting to look a little bare.
Oh dear lord. You'd think they spent the
Commonwealth
last 3
is
days eating rations.
I have never seen this much food, except when it's festivals. And even then, it's not this much.
And then it was that day that Cadus found out that the Commonwealth don't know what leftovers are.
Leftovers? You mean the things that we throw to the dogs?
Well, it's certainly more than we have in the monastery.
What do you mean by
Franz, why are you still a dog?
Oh, sorry, I should probably change. He just switches back. Sorry about that. Got a little nervous.
It's only natural, considering the environment.
Yeah, not gonna lie, I think some of us are a little nervous. At least I am.
Are you kidding? This is amazing. This is like in the storybooks my brothers and sisters would normally sing about.
Yes, and now you're living in it.
Do those stories tell you about how the people on top treat the people on people below?
No,
People
of
like
course
us?
not. It's all about how people slay dragons and how people just be kings and spend money and do all kinds of weird mystical magical things. It's kind of one of the reasons why I got into wizarding.
Mm. Those are tales. I don't know.
And so I'll tell you one thing I'm angry about is Lionel gets on his legs and slams his hands on the table. And he looks to everyone else very seriously. He gets to turn into a dog and I can't fly. What is this?
Possums were not meant to fly! They're meant to walk!
That's why it's so cool, Franz!
As you guys are screaming, you guys see a man in a very nice white chef's suit and a tall chef's hat. As he walks out, I hope everyone... Oh my god! Oh my god! Und why is there a pig in here?
Go, is it seconds,
Oi,
please?
that's no way to talk about Lionel.
Lionel catatonics face first into his food.
Do you have seconds?
Second! I can possibly do seconds. Yeah.
Oh, thank you. It's delicious.
Man, he 180'd on that real quick.
He immediately turns tail and goes back into the kitchen, and you guys continue to hear more cooking happening.
As all this shit is happening, Canis will just look to the nearest waiter or butler, just kind of give him that small motion to just call him over.
You see what looks to be a very proper and well-dressed male individual, balding on the top, definitely what looks to be those tiny glasses sitting on his nose. Yes, sir.
Why was he not told that there was going to be a boar that was going to be here?
We had best left it up to... we thought he was just going to stay in the kitchen.
I see. And he waves him off again.
As he goes back, and you see he is quickly and probably as fast as he possibly can trying to change out the dishes that are left over. Things are starting to thin out now. You have not eaten yet.
Great.
All right, so as the night proceeds onward, you guys probably eat things down to the bone, and where there is barely anything on the table. There's probably
We're
like
really,
there's
we
probably
really
like,
are peasants.
yeah, probably like some sauce, like
Oh,
just
gravy.
the leftover drippings
Mashed
of
potatoes.
meats and
That fucking Lionel like looks over to Urza and looks at his bone. Are you gonna eat that?
Right, you guys get to enjoy a 3-course feast, and I guess I get a club sandwich.
Does anyone have any remaining teriyaki sauce?
you are actively like touching the table, trying to find what looks like the gravy baster, or the gravy boat, and like you're just trying to like touch whatever you can, and you manage to find one. Yep, there it is. There's a little bit left.
He's gonna directly drink it.
I am shocked Truffles didn't steal it.
Dragon Ball Z, this fucking table.
By the way, Truffles is passed out in the corner. She ate so much.
Aw, look at her. She's so happy.
She's on her side. You see her little legs kind of.
One leg twitches.
Yeah, just. All right.
Wow, she loves it, as he says, while she's in a catatonic state.
Yeah. Oh no, Truffle. Oh no, she's just sleeping.
You hear the large.
Well, how we like to say, full belly, happy heart.
Oh yeah. All right. So, and thus completes the dinner within the house of Methilius. At this
Where's
point,
the afterfood?
at this point,
Why we go with the Commonwealth inside.
at this point, you guys can do a little bit of interaction or something that you guys want to do.
Oh, yeah, there is one thing. Janus. How did everything go?
It was enlightening, and we do now have somewhere else to go, but I can wait for a few more days.
Nope, you got a new job?
That I do.
Oh, this is great. I have never had the chance to get as many jobs. Not consecutively.
Really?
Mm-hmm.
I'd assume someone with your skill set would be able to find work fairly easily.
Yeah, no.
She buries her head in one of the large mugs. No, it's just as soon as you present yourself with certain people, when you try to get a job, they just look at you and say, "Nah, I don't think you're fit enough." Then you punch them in the knees, and they say, "Yeah, never mind, you're not going to do anything." But it happens from time to time, especially because they look for big groups. When they try to trust a job for something like hunting down creatures, taking care of bandits, it's usually, hey, more than one person, please, but getting a group together is hard enough as it is.
I'd assume you'd be able to make quite a fine occupation in a mercenary company.
I kind of wish to, but I have had some bad experiences with that. I almost ruined it this last time. I'm not exactly a people's person.
I can't believe River has a "you must be this tall to ride" complex.
Yep.
The halfling has the Napoleon complex. Fantastic.
Everyone keeps pointing it out.
But for what it's worth, River, I would hire you for my mercenary team any time. All with all the smash and the got to kill this thing and the bloody thirsty look in your eye.
I take that as a compliment. But I'm going to admit this might be some of the extra food. I have never had this much food. It makes me happy. But I can tell you back to you, Ursa, and all of you guys on the table, that I'm actually, this past couple of days we've been traveling together, even though it hasn't been that much. I'm happy that I have to have met you, even though it was a rather dark situation. Now that I think about it.
Well, isn't that how all the stories go when it comes to adventures? There's always some big bad evil, and then a few strange adventurers come together and triumph over it.
Yes,
is like a
but
story.
yes, but one wouldn't say it's that meta.
No, I wasn't saying it like that. He's looking at one of his stories, man. Come on.
You hear a voice in your head. Yeah, but it's not that meta.
God?
The heroes kill the dragon, rescue the princess. Happy
Yeah,
ending.
shit like that. God, is that you?
You're a slight old lady Jersey accent. No.
Oh God, I invoke the patron of the mother grandmother. If I don't do her patron's bidding of getting her a cocktail at 3 in the morning and more smokes at her slot machine, I'm gonna die.
All right. So, you guys still in your interaction?
Yeah, I was just gonna have that Lionel's gonna be looking over. He's gonna be looking over his spell book. Like, you can just see like the hesitation in his face to not want to cast anything, and just constantly grazing over that invitation he got to go check out the library, or like his recommendation letter.
Okay.
He's just like absorbed in sitting down reading this book, and just like a kid who desperately wants to like just put me in, coach. He's just sitting there wanting to cast spells.
Okay.
Oh, Janus, will we have in our own rooms, or are we
I'm
staying?
going to guess that they do.
Yeah, there's probably enough rooms in this house that it could probably suffice to say store a small army in here.
I'll be honest,
Fantastic.
I'm surprised your mother didn't react rather superior. Is that the best word I can say?
As you can tell, she's probably a very gracious
Courteous.
individual. Yeah.
She's more laid back than what people are normally used to for aristocrats.
Mm.
Yeah. As far as you know, this is probably the best of the immediate royalty around this area, aside from the Hope family.
Of course, there's someone better.
Damn it.
How fucking dare they?
And we only have 300 rooms!
Well, here's the thing. The House Methilius is the house of Bahamut as well. However, the House of Hope is also one of the houses that is the ruling class of Vale. Something to note about Vale. The original 6 heroes, one of them is Braun, and this is what you know, Canis. Braun became the first king of Vale after it was reclaimed from a black dragon posing as the king of Vale. So when Braun became king, he was also in a relationship with the House of Hope, or Orario. Now, Braun was also one devout follower of Bahamut, but was also in a relationship with Hope, and then Hope became a goddess, and that created some tension. And so that's why the history between the House of Hope and the House of Methilius is very, very difficult.
Odd.
Yeah, it's very difficult. It's like, why didn't you just stick with your god? It's just like, I was in a relationship with this god. That's basically what it was. So it's a lot of high school shit.
Oh, I see.
Yeah. Alright, so, like I said, you could probably store a small army here of like 2 people within the immediate vicinity, as well as like a basement and, the 30 rooms.
Well,
Eh.
of course, everyone here gets to their own room. Simply ask any of the servants here, and they'll show you to one that's available.
Franz actually raises his hand and he asks Canis, pardon me, but would your family happen to have a sort of hot bath area?
Pardon me.
As far like hot bath as in like a spring?
Yes, because he used to like he would take baths in either rivers or in like hot kind of like geyser like areas that would just like be full of steam.
So a sauna.
Mm-hmm.
Unfortunately, Orario is not known for having springs. There's probably just like baths, like bathrooms and baths around here, so that might
warm water.
yeah, with hot water. It's not uncommon within the within this age of magic and the ability of being able to heat up water.
Time for France to take a rich person's bath.
I've upgraded.
My comp has risen. What's going on here?
All right, so is that what you want to do, Franz?
He desperately wants to take a really nice bath and just get out of these leaves.
All right. So after talking to a butler, you were led to what looks to be a fairly nice ass bathroom. I'm talking, immediately 25 square feet, and there is what looks to be a large bath that is squared out, as well as what looks to be a drain in the center of the room, and you can see that the water is to the brim at the top, and the immediate steam and the heat. You notice that this is probably the nicest bath that you've come close to ever.
Franz doesn't even hesitate. He just shapes into an otter and goes right into it and just starts
Knew it. and just like that, swoop, bloop, and you see some of the water beginning to motion, and it pours out over. So that's Franz's experience in a bath. After what would probably be the better part of an hour of messing around in a bath, you come back out and you guys all decide to go to bed.
Yep.
Pretty much. Just going to do the nighttime crunches and exercise before I go to bed.
Okay.
Get hungry again.
All right. So that being said, you guys at this point have the next 3 days within Orario to do whatever you like.
Lionel wants to go to magic school.
So
Want us to roll initiative for this?
Yeah, I think that would probably be the better solution.
Yeah, who does what first?
all right. Then let's go around the circle as we usually do.
Oh, okay, fair.
All right. So Garu, is there anything you would like to do within the next 3 days?
Yeah, he will just like wander around the markets, just like exploring the city, I guess.
Okay.
Maybe it was someone else. Oh no, who's down?
Franz will go with Garu.
Okay.
Sweet.
So, you guys spend the next 3 days. You guys spend around Orario, kind of getting used to the immediate area. The areas generally where the market was, and you remember seeing those giant bazaars. You guys smell the smells of spices and fruits and vegetables and various other oddities that you can end up coming across. There's a couple of buildings, almost like pet shops as well, where you can find, creatures of various sizes and shapes and whatnot. There is one shop in particular that seems to be very, like, it's just closed all the time, like during the day. You come back a couple of times and notice, something's slightly changed in the window. There's a few items missing and a few items there that are new. But it doesn't seem to ever be open during the day, but it's definitely not a home. And that's pretty much what your guys' immediate interaction with the area is.
Okay.
Well, I definitely. Oh shit. Go on.
Oh no, I was just gonna ask Yara, like, while we're traveling, could Franz just go ahead and pick up his newly fixed quarterstaff from?
Oh,
from
that is
blacksmith?
that is true. As you had returned, it is fixed, and there is some metal bits affixed to the ends, as well as what looks to be a slightly smoother surface. Even though your hands are fairly well calloused from the workings of always being outside and hunting for your own food and training with this thing, it's definitely come back to you much nicer than what you gave it to.
Nice.
All right.
Franz happily takes it, and he just places a single hand on Bodar's shoulder, and he's like, "You're a good friend."
Hey, I'm glad I was able to help.
But that's all Franz just wanted to do, just get his quarterstaff back. I don't know if Garo, what did you want to do?
No, I was just gonna just fuck around a bit. I definitely appreciate you coming with me. It's so easy to get lost in this big city. There's so many people.
Don't worry, I have a great sense of direction. Also, where is the house?
Both of them walk into a wall.
Well, ah!
Ow.
This is not the forest.
I'm out of my elements.
Don't worry, I know how to fix this. He just starts sniffing around. He's like, "The food is over here."
You guys are, as you walk over here, as in like maybe 10 feet, you are immediately met with a stand with street dogs.
Oh, is this where the food is?
I believe so. Are you hungry? Because I can eat every time we stop and do something.
Forever.
You guys are met with a young tiefling man who is reddish skin in color, and his horns seem to go back like a gazelle's, and he's like, street dog, you want one? Yeah.
Oh, but of course. How much?
Right. 2 gold pieces.
Oh, okay. And he just straight up buys it.
All right. So as you see, he grabs what looks to be almost this large brioche hot dog bun, and what is the biggest hot dog you guys have ever thought you've ever seen. And you see as he scoops it with what looks to be a pair of tongs, and he throws it in the bun. You see some onions, some cheese, and like what looks to be this melted butter as he begins to kind of pour over it, and then squirts what looks to be almost like a yellowish sauce. And he's like, "All right, dog," and he hands it over to you. It feels like a small 4-pound hot dog. It's huge in your face.
Are you sure this is not a regular dog? I can't really tell.
It smells delicious. There's an unbelievable mix of meats in here, but it's mostly pork.
All right, he's gonna take a bite.
The large crunch from top to bottom. You feel every single bit of juiciness that comes from it. It is full of flavor. The onions are piercing through. The melted cheese from just the heat, as well as that sauce the mixture between the two. It is like heaven.
It's pretty good. It's pretty all right.
I feel really bad for everyone at home right now because like the past hour has turned into what can we eat?
Hell yeah.
Everyone
NPC
is hungry.
This NPC feels like it's being called out at me. So, the guy from New York.
It's like, hey, you want another hot dog? Eh?
You should definitely try this.
Franz definitely does take a singular bite. He's like, I'll try anything once.
All right.
And he bites into it.
It's a cascade of beauty. You don't have the same vernacular and heightened senses as Garu, but this is almost like the dinner that you had, but it's on a different level. This is like street food, very, very filling, and it once again, this is the almost, from ear to ear, this thing is huge.
Franz, after he takes a single bite, wipes his face, turns to the hot dog stand guy, gives him 2 more gold, and he says, "Please, sir, may I have 1 more?"
Yeah, anything for you. And he does it again, and once again, and this time it seems like it has a bit more of a packaging to it, because he's probably sure you're not going to be able to just finish the first one. I may want to go, and it's like this small cloth like bag, and it's tied on the top, and he hands it over to you.
He happily takes the bag, and he's trying not to cry, and he's like, "Thank you for blessing us today."
Yeah. I got a line of customers. Get the move on. And he hits the tongs. You guys see what is a line of 10 people behind you.
I guess it seems to be popular for good reason.
True. I suppose we should probably get out of their way and not be, hogging the line, I suppose.
Yeah, so you guys, that is, I'm assuming your interaction with the city.
That's all we'll do. I've got nothing else Franz wants to do.
All right.
Yeah.
So,
Let
next
you try.
next up is River. What is your interaction for the next 3 days?
Okay, my day 1, I would like to talk. All 3 days I do the same thing regarding training, keeping in shape.
Okay.
But the main things I want to take care of are day 1. I want to talk to Janus
Okay.
regarding the mission.
All right. So, Janus, you hear a knock at your door.
Enter.
I'll open the door and go, Janus, I understand we have a couple of days to prepare for this, although you were a little vague about it. I would like to know what we will need and what we should be expecting. Do we need any specific preparations for the mission?
Well, the mission itself involves demon killing.
Demon kill.
Yes. I didn't want to bring that up at dinner because we had just gotten out of Lycia Bay, and after a few days of travel, the last thing we needed was something else to stress everyone out.
I don't think we're equipped to deal with that.
Well, good news is, my mother has given me permission to access the family vault.
So we can get some enchanted equipment?
That we can.
Huh. Would that require enchanting our equipment or getting one?
Would I know the extent of what is in the vault?
You would know the 2 immediate items that is helpful when it comes to something like this, which is
The sword and the shield?
yeah, the sword. Yeah, the sword and the shield are, personal items of your father. There are various magical trinkets within the vault, but that really depends on what their use is and what you might be able to do with them. But you would have to check and see.
Okay.
No, I have expected like money basically. But okay.
No, this is... Well, vault is not exactly an accurate term. It's more of an armory.
Nah, that makes more sense.
There are several magic items and whatnot in it, but 2 very important objects. One of which is my father's personal sword.
I'm going to assume that's off limits.
Frankly, out of our immediate company, you are the only one I would trust with it. I am not a swordsman.
That's appreciated. Although I don't know if I can handle a sword. It's a rapier, short sword.
From what you can tell, it is a it is a fairly. It's not a broadsword. It is a regular long sword, but it also due to the nature of whoever has wielded it, it's also adjusted properly, I would say.
Oh, attunement, like it's enchanted that way.
Yeah. With the blisters.
Would I be able to wear? Oh yeah, I can use long swords. I think.
Mhm.
Yeah.
No,
Yeah.
wait, it has the versatile though.
But
Oh,
it doesn't have heavy, and I think small characters, it's only a problem.
As long as it doesn't say heavy, I can
Yeah.
wield it. Would you be okay with that? Your family stuff.
Better that it's a symbol that's used to slay demons than collecting dust in a vault. Don't you think?
Well, that's going to depend on you and your mother, I guess. If with their permission.
Well, you wouldn't exactly need her permission if she, say, knew that I took it out and simply left town with it.
Well, that's taking a family item really lightly, to say the least.
Is it not still in my possession?
I believe so, but
Then no problem.
well, equipment is equipment. In order to kill demons, really, you had to wait until today to tell. Okay, and she's kind of babbling as she's trying to door. Demon kill. Well, anything else we need to know?
Well,
Shall we get holy water?
right now I'm thinking, does holy water actually mean anything to demons?
Generally speaking, yeah, it can help purify several areas. It can make it can help in a very particular situation, like exorcisms and being able to remove dark auras.
So it's more for the ritual stuff, but in combat against a demon attacking you, it's more of an irritant or nothing?
Yeah, it might stop them for a second. It might give them like a disadvantage.
What does River know about demons, by the way?
Make an Arcana check.
Arcana. Oh, great! That's a +0, and that's a 7.
That's a 7. As far as you know, demons are bad, and they've done a lot of bad
Yep.
things, and you know they're kind of sucky in all kinds of ways.
They are way above my usual pay grade. Ooh. Okay, but we'll keep that in mind to make some purchases during these 3 days then. Should I wait for you for the weapon then? I would like a couple of days to train with it.
Best to say we should probably do that at night. But I will get it from the vault, rest assured.
The way you talk about it, taking it on at night, makes it less less okay to grab it. You know what that means? Oh boy. Okay, we take care of that later.
All right.
Understood.
All right. So, that being your first day interaction, what
Yep.
what is the rest of the time that you do spend?
The second day, I will like to talk to her, sir. There's
Alright.
one specific thing I've been thinking this past couple of days since we arrived at the city too.
All right. Urzer, you hear a knock at your door.
Oh yeah, hello.
Hey, ears. How you holding up there?
Oh, I'm doing all right. Me and Truffle's just getting ready, possibly doing some shopping so that we can get some equipment better for perhaps some more dangers ahead.
Yeah.
Yes, you were probably there. You saw Truffles didn't fare too well against some of
Yeah, maybe
that.
we can get some. Can we get armor for a boar?
Well, there's barding, isn't there? I see horses wear them all the time. Truffles ain't too different from a horse, right? If they slouched a little bit and was a turn.
If we
hairier.
can get something for her today, maybe it can be done for.
Sounds like a good idea.
Yeah, helping Truffles to hold up a little better.
Mm.
There's one thing that I need to tell you. I talked to Janus yesterday.
What'd you learn?
That's what I want. I don't want this to sound weird, but and she looks at Erser's horns. We are going to be dealing with fiends.
All right, okay, a little bit of holy water should do that good, right?
Do you have any experience with the demons?
Not at all.
Great.
I am. I'm not gonna lie, I just really imagined. Like the most anime thing is like great.
We need to.
River with the fucking Saitama okay face.
Great.
Well,
I'm sorry.
we need to find to weaponize, to gear up for you guys. Janus told me about we have access to their vault. Maybe we can find some enchantments or any kind of items specifically for you.
Yeah.
Maybe some special bolts we can gather. Just for you to be aware of that. And speaking of that, have you been around the city?
I have not. I was planning to go shopping a little bit. Would you like to join me?
Actually, yeah. I'm just gonna. I would like to, just to make sure you're okay out there. And she looks again at the horns.
Absolutely.
So, Urzer, was this your initial plan for?
Yeah,
your
my
rec-
plan. Yeah, my plan was to go find some way to upgrade my crossbow and find some equipment like some barding for truffles of some kind.
Okay. All right. So, you guys enter within the outer ring of the city, and you guys spend a bit of time within Ignivale.
Mm-hmm.
Oh my god.
Yeah, exactly. Exactly that one. Yeah.
Okay. Great.
And is there any place I can fix up my crossbow? Not fix up, but just like enhance it in some way, or like have special things for ranged weapons in general.
As far as you know, your original interaction with Baldur or Bodor. He does give note that he does have equipment that he can sell you. Some of the stuff, like as per like stronger strings, better reinforcement so that the wood doesn't crack as easy, as well as also picking up particular bolts. So like ones that are either blessed or silvered, as well as probably looking to go to Luxmos to get it enchanted.
Okay. If they have blessed probably. Would I know if blessed does well against fiend? I mean, I don't know about fiend, but like, I don't know. I guess I would ask the store owner. Blessed works against fiend.
As he kind of looks at you with an odd eye, is like, you might be able to pick up some of my silvered bolts over here. They're relatively blessed by the House of Cord, so if you want to grab yourselves a couple of those.
Oh, perfect. How much?
They're only about 5 gold pieces each. They're
Each. All right.
Each.
yeah,
Each.
they're silvered.
That's true.
They're made for taking out things that you can't relatively touch without them being silvered.
Okay. And would he have any way to kind of fix up the? But I want to save some money. Wait, we have platinum pieces, don't we?
You
We do. We also have the party shared account.
Yeah. How many platinum pieces were we given again? Like
3 each, I think.
3 each. Okay.
There was 30 platinum pieces divided among the 6 of you.
Oh, so 5.
It was 5. Yeah.
5. Yeah. Okay. I
Someone
have
else
5.
took 3. Okay. Then.
Okay, so that's 500. 550 gold pieces. Okay. I'll take 5 silver. I hand him over 25 gold.
All right, and as he basically pulls down, and you see the big bolts, but you see there's a certain sheen on the tips of these bolts. Righto, and he hands it over to you.
Okay, and I will see if there's anything he can do with my crossbow to make it more accurate, because I'm missing a lot.
Aw.
As he kind of inspects it, I can probably upgrade it for you for a bit of coin, but it's gonna cost you.
How much?
I would say 150.
Oh.
And platinum is each 10 gold pieces, by the way.
Right. I think I'll hold on to it, thank you.
Right.
Thank you for the bolts.
Absolutely.
I'll buy 5 extra silver bolts, by the way.
All right, and you pick up 5 extra silver bolts.
Yep. Handing them over to you, sir.
Oh, River, that's so kind of you.
I'll take care of it. I have a crossbow on my own, but I'm not that good with it.
All right, so as you guys.
Oh yeah,
finish...
does he? Oh, sorry.
Oh, what else? What did you need?
Do they do barding, or do we have to go somewhere else for that?
I can suggest you an individual not too far to the north of around here. She's a little special.
I like special people. They're always fun.
What kind of special?
I'll say you probably want to be polite to her first.
Of course, I was raised with the graces of manners. Come on, River.
All right, so as you guys head up to the north area, you are looking for a shop called the Fire Rum, and as you do, you see what looks to be what is the sign of a bottle, but there's just flames bursting at every side, as well as one that continues to go up from the bottle itself. As you do, you see what looks to be a guy being thrown out through the door, and he hits the ground hard. And he's like, "All right, you crazy bitch! I'll be back for my money! Fuck you looking at!" And you're looking at you too. And you see what looks to be a very rough and tough looking woman. She is built like a half orc. Her hair is braided and long. It is bright, burning red. She has what looks to be these deep red eyes, and she looks at you as like, you look like some lovely customers.
Oh,
and also
thank you.
Food. And she looks at Truffles.
Oh no, we're all full. We had a decent meal, but I wanted to know if you did special barding, perhaps for this little our friend here. And I gesture over to Truffles.
So you're trying to put armor on food? That's adorable. Okay. And she walks into her shop, and you see what looks like to be what is pure rope, but with little rings around it. Mind if I size her up?
Oh, well, go on, Truffles.
And Truffles looks very nervous, and kind of, you hear the slight clock of her hooves touching the cobblestone. And as she pulls the rope, you can hear the slight snap between the two, and she is measuring out what is almost very rudimentary but also very clean lines. And every time she does, she pulls out her notepad, and with this giant piece of charcoal, just writing as clean notes as possible. Alright, so you want some barding for food. That's
Absolutely.
gonna cost you a pretty penny. And she wraps the rope around the back of her neck. She is intimidating every single time she does anything at this point.
Oh, yeah.
It's just terrifying.
Oi, Urzer's just gonna kind of gesture over and whisper to River. Oi, River, I think you two would get along pretty well.
I think she will crush me.
Ah, yeah, like sisters.
What you two talking about over there?
Oh, nothing.
It's got to be something. It involves me.
Well, I just think you're very nice and very inviting for us so far.
You look
And
pretty
amazingly
nice.
strong. I have to say it.
All right. Well, barding like that's going to cost you at least 100 gold pieces.
Spare no expense. And I drop the one plat on the storefront
Oh,
or the shelf or the whatever it is.
She's standing in front of her shop, and you just hand over the small bag you hand over the coinage, and she grabs hold of it. Come back in the next couple of days. I'll have something for you.
Oh, thank you so much, nice lady. What's your name?
Telesal.
Oh, it's very nice to meet you, Telsal. And Urzer puts out his hand just very nicely.
As you do, she grips your forearm and she shakes it very heavily.
Nice to meet you.
Nice to meet you too. And that's sweet ass. Anyway, we'll be back in the next couple of days. And she immediately re-enters her shop, and you hear the loud door closing behind her.
Oh. What was that last thing she said? Anyway, let's go, Truffles.
I think she. Okay. I know, Truffles, not me. Truffles. Let's go.
And I'm assuming that is your guys' interaction here.
Yeah.
I
All
suppose.
right.
I want to.
I'm not. Yeah, that's all I wanted to do.
There's one thing I want to clarify though. I because I feel like I didn't account for how much money I have then. Platinum, how much is worth in your world?
Oh, wait,
What?
what?
Generally speaking, platinum is supposed to be.
Thought it was
Platinum's
100 gold.
Yeah, platinum's 100 gold.
Really?
Yeah.
Oh shit!
I thought
Yeah.
it was 10 on
Wow.
standard.
D&D Beyond says 10.
Oh.
Huh.
Oh shit!
Hold on. Player's handbook. Player's handbook, because I do think it's 100, but I could be wrong.
Oh, hot damn.
Let's just say it's 100 for the sake of the argument.
Yeah.
I should be. I should still have money then.
Then I have a shit ton of money I can use.
Okay.
So Platinum's a Benjamin. Good to know.
Garu can afford all the ramen noodles.
Yo,
Yay!
if fucking Platinum's a Benjamin, then I should have a lot more money than I thought I did.
As do I.
Yeah.
Wait a minute.
Yeah.
Wait a
I
minute,
guess there's a little
can't-
confusion as to how much a platinum was worth because
It's
I
all
assumed 100.
Okay.
Oh.
Correction.
D&D Beyond.
Correction. It is 10. However, they
Ah.
are worth 100 silver pieces.
Ah.
Oh, okay.
Good enough.
Gotcha. And the thing for truffles was 100 silver pieces.
Yes.
gold.
100
100
gold
gold.
pieces. What
Oh.
you do have the 50 gold pieces plus the 5 platinum. But
Yeah. Okay. Yeah. Then.
but also you do
Yeah.
have gold from when you were, saving people as well. So I'm going to say for the sake of the argument, you got 10 gold pieces left over. All right.
Okay. Yeah. I think. Yeah.
Just wanted to be sure because then I can get some purchases too. But okay.
hmm
All right.
Yeah. I'm fine with losing all my platinum if it's worth keeping Truffles alive.
Little truffles. Well, oh yeah. Will that be done for tomorrow or the next 2 days?
She said the next few days.
Yeah.
Oh, great.
So pretty much by day 3, you are once again met with that interaction of slightly violent but also kind of lustful, and and it fits
Next week's.
perfectly. The buckles and the way that everything is formed around Truffles fits perfectly. There's even some ornaments for her tusks,
Aw.
and so I will let you know. The armor is going to be a +2, just base +2, and also a +1 to her attacks for the tusks.
Nice.
Hello.
Damn.
Yeah. No, those are very pointy. She could probably impale a couple of people that way.
Man, it's just like before and after, and then it's just oink. There she is.
Oink.
I think I go and thank the shopkeeper by just kind of like a little nudge. Oh, thank you so much. This fits her perfectly. This will be great. Oh, you're great. Thank you.
You know I am. Well then, I hope to see you.
What's her name again? I love this lady.
Telesal.
Tell us how.
Telesal. Telesal.
Tell us how.
I'm going to know her as Ursula's girlfriend. Give me one
Hot
second.
buff.
Ursula's
Guarding.
girlfriend.
Hot buff stuff.
Yeah.
Hot,
The newest muscle
hot,
wife.
buff,
Was she a-
half-orc lady.
It's
Yeah.
Well noted.
There we go. Cool.
Excellent.
She's got sass and mass. Mhm.
She likes twins. She likes them.
She's got sass and mass with a lot of ass.
Okay.
All right, so I'm assuming that. All right,
And
so
the
technically,
bearing,
Bracky, you have one more day.
that the last thing River will do is besides purchasing, which I'm going to take care of that while someone else is doing their thing, is going to be the holy water. I'll give you the numbers in a bit, and she will spend the third day doing some training, finding the nearest tavern she can, nothing fancy, and making some bets playing cards.
I was about to say,
I
I'm gonna do all this
actually-
training and then get sloshed.
I
Yep.
actually have a game that I made.
Oh.
Oh boy.
I like that, but I also don't want to take time from others doing stuff.
Yeah.
Okay, so I'm gonna say roll 3 d20s.
3 d20s.
Yeah, and that will determine your luck for the night. For
Will
that
my
night.
halfling luck work in this?
Yes.
Okay, so just to keep that in mind. Okay, so that's a 14, a 20, and an 18.
14, 20, and 18. So, your first round, you lost your bet, and it didn't turn out well. However, your last two rounds, probably the biggest winnings you've had. So after probably winning the pot, you've gained about 75 gold pieces.
Holy shit.
Yeah.
Dang.
Halfling's luck.
That was luck.
All right.
And the last thing I will do is find and buy the biggest roll of cheese I can find.
Oh hell yeah.
There's you head back to the bazaar area. You're definitely aware of like somebody that is selling various foods and cheeses. There is one that is probably the size of you, which that is the biggest Parmesan cheese wheel you've ever seen in your life.
I'm taking this.
All right, it costs you 10 gold pieces.
Oh,
Wow.
what is
10
going to
gold
last?
worth of Parmesan.
So, you have the bag of holding with you, don't you?
That's me. I have it.
That's Lionel.
Oh, so no,
So
I would think,
I'm just going to
yeah, I
I'm just going
think
to put it in on a large bag and roll shit
She
back.
has a wheelbarrow with the cheese wheel in it.
No, screw it. Strap it on your back like a taiko drum.
yeah, that's
Oh,
what I'm
hell yeah.
thinking. So it's just like this multi-knotted system with what is the two loops for the backpack, and you curve around. This thing's fucking heavy. It's
Yep.
it's about 90 pounds.
That's why I'm rolling it.
I want to see River fall down a hill with this thing on her back, and she just keeps like going and going and getting crushed underneath it. Bap, 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 bap.
So so that will be River. Canis, what is your next 3 days?
He will be spending days at home studying, prepping, and doing all the clerical stuff to make sure the party doesn't get horribly slaughtered by demons.
All right, make an Arcana check with advantage.
Okay. What is my Arcana bonus? Right there.
3 feet
A
diameter.
12.
12?
Yep.
Okay, so as far as you are aware, whenever demons are within the area, they can end up changing the area, so this is a lot of information coming at you at once. Eventually, if they're in an area long enough, they can effectively change things to be their lair. Considering how one has been probably sitting out there for about a month, it might be you might be cutting it close by the time you get there. So, you're kind of inspecting, but it doesn't seem like you can pin down what demon is taking over the immediate area. There's not a lot of information about it just yet, but you're kind of putting everything to memory through the family library and everything that's coming through. And so, for the sake of the argument, your interaction with any demon, you will have an advantage on intelligence, and your first initiative with a demon will be with advantage as well.
Okay.
So now that you have a general understanding, you're spending 3 days doing this. You have an idea of what to do. All right. And that's also not to discount that you might be studying on your way there as well.
Yeah.
All right. So, that being said, that is Janus. Lionel, what are your 3 days going to be like?
I want to go to wizard school, make wizard friends, and learn some new wizard things.
All right. And so I'm assuming this is with the letter.
Yep.
All right. So, Lionel, you make your way up to Luxmos. Here you are met with the Library of Ioun. The Ioun being the goddess of knowledge and kind of just being free and open to whoever can find their way here. When you were met with a gnomish man. He looks much older than any other individual that you've ever come across. He's like, yes, how may I help?
Oh, I was given this. And they hold up the recommendation letter.
All right, and as he opens the letter and he begins to read through. Oh, it seems like you've done a favor for Mr. Dominique, an old friend of mine. Well, and he folds the letter and he snaps and it disappears.
Oh.
Well,
My proof.
I'm your proof now, buddy boy.
Oh, God! That's the most threatening
no.
That's the most threatening thing ever. What the shit?
As he jumps down from behind the counter and he walks around, you see as he pushes through the door, he has this very tiny cane, and he's like, well, I will be taking you to a very special place, but you tell nobody where it is, okay? It's not like anybody will be able to get in there without me anyways.
Lionel just like zips his mouth with his little fingers.
All right, and he's like, all right, follow me. And he begins to walk down ever so slowly. It takes you about maybe 10 minutes to get across the library. You are met with hundreds of thousands of books in your immediate vicinity, each one different. There is no one singular copy here. And,
oh, man.
And as he gets towards the back, you see that there is a small gated area. As he opens the gate with what looks to be a key, as he makes it materialize in his fingers, and he pulls it back. It takes him a bit. He's so old. And then he's like, all right, around this way. And you follow suit as he closes the gate. All right, now here's where the fun begins. As he walks past one of the tables, he disappears.
Oh, I've been bamboozled. Let me out.
I'm in danger.
Yep, pretty much. So what's in my immediate area?
It looks like a room, and then immediately behind you is the gate. but it's just like a room with a bunch of tables and and bookshelves, and things are haphazardly around you. Make an Arcana check.
Man, can I do that with a +6? You've got to be fucking kidding me. I only got a 14 with that. I rolled so low.
As you kind of begin to kind of inspect and like feel things begin to disappear, and like as you try and move your fingers towards like one book, your fingers go through the book as if it's not even there. It seems like there's something magical about this media room, and you hear, "Well, come on!"
Oh. Well, come on. Where's the voice coming from? I follow the voice.
As you follow the voice and you walk past one of the tables, it is like night and day. You go from what looks to be this really clean library-looking room to what is this immediate area, this dungeonized area. It is an illusion between one area that looks as fake as all hell and now someplace real.
And the real place is the dungeon.
Yeah, it's like this dungeon, but well crafted. There's marbling and arcane ley lines as they begin to run all through the walls. As you begin to walk towards, you see a giant open room with what looks to be light shining down. In the center is the symbol of Ioun, and here, as you enter this circular area, here is the ancient library of Ioun. And he points up. Those are some spells that have been invented before any of us have ever once been alive, even before the Feyvelmok. But you're still young, you're still bright. So I will let you choose any book within this room that is not the top shelf.
Lionel's just like looking left and right at all these books. He's like, okay, well he just looks over. Sir, I respect that those books are not to be touched. And for the fact that there's just open knowledge available to me, I will most happily take what you have to offer me. And Lionel just like starts like rifling through all the books to see what's there. What will you give me?
So, you
know what? No, I'm gonna do the worst fucking thing ever. I'm gonna judge a book by its cover. What do the books look like?
So all the books look like to be like the way to perfect any spell of your choosing. And so like, even though there are spells that you were able to pick out from Dominic's book, there are things here that even he doesn't have.
Oh man.
The only thing that does not exist here is level 9 spells. Or the things that you can't even touch are level 9 spells.
Oh boy. Let's see.
So there are some spells that are not even written down because I made them.
Okay.
There are spells that allow you to pretty much they can shift your own future. There are spells that can help you determine, help you like have a good amount of luck, like almost as if everything that you can possibly mortally do will happen for the next 10 minutes. So like, you know the spell or the potion from Harry Potter is the equivalent of that. So like like a chain of events will happen without having to actually affect the weave so heavily like a wish spell. This is just, I want to be able to get from, reasonably, I want to get from one side of the city to the other in less than an hour. And a chain of events will unfold that will allow you to do that. There's a certain level of detail that comes along with this.
Lionel, stops, looks at all these books, and then thinks back on his family for a hot second. Visualizes his mom and dad tirelessly working at their own little, like, cobbler shop and tanning shop. He kind of, like, looks around at all the knowledge around him, all the things that he could do for himself, but then turns and looks to him. I want a spell that makes others happy.
So, there is one spell that is capable of, like, determining, one action. So, this is like a certain level of divination, which will able to determine one action, which will create 10 positive actions. But this spell is about 8th level.
Damn.
Yeah.
All right. Well, we're gonna have like Lionel just like looks at that. He's like, I don't have the time. As much as I know, studying takes a long time. I don't think I have this long. Lionel stops and looks down at his hand and just realizes, oh fuck, that's right. My mortality's very low to all the larger beings around me. Like there's a little like his like giant smile turns into like this big like existential crisis frown. I need something quickly that will aid others.
What is your ability so far? The third ring, the fourth ring, or fifth ring?
Third ring.
Third ring, okay. And I'm gonna go ahead and check for, let's see.
Something that imbues others. Something that will grant them, like, a boon. Something that will just, like, go, hey, that thing you want to do? Fuck you, you're doing it 10 times better. Go you.
You getting them buff spells?
Yep.
Let me see. I think I know what you're talking about.
Lionel the Lich.
This boy will not
Live
turn into a
forever.
lich. Mark my words. This boy is not going to become a lich.
Let's see.
You say that now, but
He would see himself die before becoming a lich. That's how pure he is.
He'll create a clockwork Lionel and then imbue his soul into the clockwork Lionel.
That's just lichdom with metal possum.
Yes, but he gets to be a toy soldier.
That just sounds like lichdom with extra steps.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, but instead of being bones, you get to be a cool robot.
There is enhanceability, which is a level 2 transmutation spell, and pretty much it will it gives you the ability of endurance, strength, grace, splendor, cunning, and wisdom. Like this will let them have like advantage on checks and being able to you touch a creature and bestow it upon a magical enhancement. Choose one of the following effects, and the target gains the effect until the spell ends. And the spell lasts up to 1 hour, but with concentration.
Lionel will, without hesitation, snatch that book. Summon up. Well, Lionel will. I didn't come up with a rhyme for this on the fly so quickly. Because I have Flock of Familiars. He was going to cast Flock of Familiars and uses Familiars as guinea pigs for the spell.
Okay, so enhance ability. I'll let you go ahead and take that.
Excellent.
All right.
Lionel just seems like he's just so happy to take any new knowledge that's thrown at him. He doesn't seem like he's not like doing like he's just like I want to gain power, but he's like so far he's just proving that whatever he picks up, he's just eager to learn and do because something new is just something always to use under his utility belt.
Yeah. So some of these spells are very, very effective in the higher range, but there are just spells that are so amazing and so powerful, but also so far off.
Oh yeah. And like I said, this kid's only living to like 30, and he doesn't have a long lifespan, so he's just like sitting here thinking to himself like all this knowledge, and yet I have so little time.
Yeah. I mean, wish does exist. One day.
He's not. Well, yeah, but he's got to work towards that. He's not gonna like just go, I want a shotgun to become a god. Like that's dumb. That's him. Like even his parents are just like he would just can realize that like with all of his magical powers, even his brothers and sisters like have some capability of magic because they're bards, just to like perform. But Lionel has something. Yeah, Lionel has something that's way more powerful within him, and he knows that. And he's just like, man, the things I could do, and the things that I could do that are great, and the things that I could also do that are just flat out miserable and terrible.
Yeah. Well, that is fair to know. So you now have enhance ability. As you take the book off the shelf, as you begin to read it, it is full of the ancient whispers of how this spell came to be, who made it, and where the heart was, and understanding all of its components and abilities. And you see the old gnomish man. Oh yes, I remember that one. That was a really good read. I remember and he begins to drift off and begin talking your ear off. It's kind of like the general old man now having company along with him.
Oh no, and Lionel's going to listen to him, and also, like, in the midst of hearing him, looking through the notes, and using the ability, he's writing out his incantations. Taking everything into account that's being told to him.
Very nice. Alright, so pretty much at this point with the letter now being held by the librarian, as far as you know, whenever you decide to level up, you can go back and you can gain a brand new spell.
Oh, fuck yeah!
Yeah, so, however, you have to travel to Orario and you have to check in with the librarian.
Of course.
Alright. So,
this is my fucking checkout station. I'm just like, here's the entire spell book, but you have to come back here. Fuck yeah, I'm all about this.
Fair enough. Alright, so, that will be the end of Lionel's 3 days.
Your spell book has a punch card.
Yeah, yeah.
If you don't return in time, you have to pay the late fee.
It has that stamp on the bottom for the Dewey Decimal System.
Yeah. It's just the old gnomish man doing a thumbs up and he's like, yeah. All right, so Franz, it is now your 3 days. What are you doing?
Franz is... Well, now that he has his quarterstaff, the main thing he just wanted was to get that. But at the same time, I kind of want Franz to browse around the inner city, since it's been literal years and decades since he's been inside such a high class and such a large, moving and heavily populated area.
All right.
So I think he'll be doing that.
All right. So you definitely spend those days kind of interacting with the city and the town, and the northeast area is pretty much the entirety of the inner city's farmland. There are giant open fields and small houses and huts that are built here. There are cows and pigs, and definitely the farmers build several trees meters high. As you do, you are met with the immediate city folk kind of staring at you and giving you the general awkward glances, but also there are some that kind of look like you. Every single time you make your way towards the northeast area, there is one building in particular that seems to be covered in vines and ivy and various other botanicals. In this immediate area, there is the symbol that almost has like a clamshell and then also a swirl in the center of it.
Franz takes notice of this and he walks towards it to kind of get a better idea of what is this area, what is this place.
Okay. As you do, there is no door, but kind of like a vine version of those bead doors. And as you pass through, you see there are several individuals who are tending to small plants and gardens. Those kind of as you're passing through, you hear one individual is like, "Hello." There is a half-elven individual who is covered head to toe in in what looks to be this leaf-like robe, and they seem to have a like almost as if the colors are changing with the season as it goes from the bottom to the top. It is so weird, because you don't spend a lot of time interacting with a lot of people, and he is immediately introducing and almost kind of comforting. Well, what brings you, lost soul, to this home of Melora?
Franz is kind of just looking around the store itself, and he's kind of taken aback. He's never really noticed anything like this in a town, but he's also he says back to the individual, he's sorry, I was just walking around town, more or less surveying the area. I've never really seen anything like this in all my life. I apologize if I disturbed your job.
Oh no, this small building is mainly to help invest in the small botanicals and making of medicines and whatnot. I find that whenever we have a new individual join us, it's always good to introduce them to the ideas of opening one's mind to the medicine.
I actually agree with that. Funny enough, I have dabbled in medicine myself, albeit just messing with the occasionally casual herbs here and there, but never really anything too intricate.
Well, friend, my name is Eldon. I'm the purveyor of this home of Melora and also the seller of herbs.
Nice to meet you. He extends his hand and he says, my name is Franz Hawker. I'm a druid.
Nice.
And it's a pleasure to meet you.
Nice to meet you, Franz Hawker. So, while we are here, would you like to assist in any of the gardening?
I would actually love that. It's actually been a while since I've been near anything of natural nature.
As he turns over, you see what looks to be these several wooden pails, along with what looks like to be wooden measuring cups. And as you look around, the several other patrons within this building, they all kind of go around and they kind of just make sure each one gets a nice cup full. What looks to be very pure water. It's so crisp and clean. You can see the bottom of the bucket. As such, you spend pretty much spending a lot of time here talking about Melora, as she is the goddess of nature and the sea, and how he found himself guided, and where his original home is the Emerald Enclave south of Orario, and in this time, you spend pretty much a majority of this day, kind of going back and forth. This is the first time you've probably made a friendship, aside from your original party members talking about, nature and, the healing properties of medicine and how how healing potions have become something so necessary to modern day society. Even by just their baseline status. And you can see as he spends, several hours just creating one with both magic and medicine as well.
could I get Franz to inquire this individual about how to make something new, some new medicine that he's never messed with that involved herbs and magic as well?
As you do, he explains, there are some trade secrets among the druids, and there is a lot that goes into just making a single baseline healing potion. Even just like, potions that help remove poison, or some even, potions that can even remove a curse. It's a long and arduous process and a lot of research. And so that's where, like, you begin to get the base understanding of where it all begins. There are various plants, and you are trying to keep them all to memory, as one would, being of druidic nature.
Franz takes note of this, and then he asks another question, and he says, well, I know this might sound weird, but is there any kind of medicine that can cure nature that has been damaged and destroyed by by like an unknown force? I've been dealing with this sickness, I don't know if you know about the miasma that's been slowly creeping its way around certain areas, but it's damaged something that I hold near and dear to me, which is my home, the only home I've ever known. And I don't know if there's a way to fix it.
He kind of begins to look at you, and he scratches, his chin. I've heard stories coming from Lycia Bay. I did not know if they were true. But if you're looking for something, there is a spring south of Vale. Some people have say they have bore witness to an ancient creature, one that bears law and embodies good-souled beings. A unicorn.
He turns his head and he tries to stifle a chuckle, not in a more derogative way, but more or less in just a more flabbergasted way, and just goes, my apologies, that wasn't towards you, but I've just never, I thought unicorns weren't real, they were a myth. I mean, not many people have ever really seen a unicorn.
Well, once again, these are just stories. But there is a truth behind the spring, though. The spring itself is said to have various healing properties, but you can get easily lost within the forests. Perhaps one guided by nature might be able to find their way through. We're also busy here taking care of our own, but you seem unbounded, a free and open spirit.
Well, I give thanks to that for my master. He did his best with me, but I thank you for this information. If I ever come across this sacred area, I will see if I find anything. Even if I don't, I still give my thanks to you for helping.
Absolutely. Well then, I'm glad that you were able to spend the time with us, and hopefully, if we ever cross paths again, it will be with tea.
I'd love that. Thank you. And Franz starts making his way out of the shop, and he's actually has a smile on his face, like a genuine one.
All right. As you leave, you hear the words, "May Melora guide you." And as you finally leave and the door closes behind you, you are once again met with the immediate hustle and bustle of the city and the town, the sounds, the people, and the it's almost like being thrusted between two worlds.
He just eye twitch, shakes his fist into the air. I hate change! Just
Man, fuck this city.
I don't like this. I don't like shit. And then he just runs back to the area where Cadus's house is.
All right.
He flees back to safety.
Yeah.
Well, so with that being said, unfortunately, I won't have enough time to run what I needed to run, so I'm gonna go ahead and say this is where we're gonna go ahead and end tonight's game, everyone.
Half an
Alright.
hour.
I am so sorry. I was my expectation for what I was gonna do is not gonna be done in the time that I need it to. So I would have needed an extra 30 minutes, which is not gonna happen. So yeah, I know.
That's fair.
So hey, thank you everyone for stopping by and joining us for this episode of D6 as usual. You guys were awesome, and also thank you my players as well once again.
Yeah, thank you, Yarrow, for running as always.
Yeah. We will be back next week, as usual. See you all on Sunday, 6 p.m. Pacific Standard Time, as usual. And hopefully we might be able to get a full motion back into the game like we did to begin with. And
This is a chill session. It's
yeah.
all right.
And don't worry, fam. Next time, I'm gonna have all these incantations ready. Like for this fly spell, I finally just came across something I actually want to use. Gravity sleeps for the fast and sly. I welcome gale born from the sky. To earth and ground I say goodbye. Arise to my call and thou shalt fly. Boom.
That is a sweet rap.
You son of a bitch. I love you.
I love it.
Amazing.
All right.
Mate.
So with that being said, have a good night, everyone. See you next Sunday.
Bye-bye.
See you later.
All right. Have a good night, everyone. Bye.